What's going on, folks? Painless. Um, Things are changing in my life for the better. I'll be leaving. I'll be leaving this island at the end of next month, and I will be relocating to Texas, which to the San Antonio, Austin area. I'm excited. I've taken a position over there, a pretty lucrative position. I'm very excited. I mean, I haven't had, I can't remember the last time I've had some great news. And it's interesting because I'm so used to the high cost of living. Like I told people, I pay almost $1,900 a month for a two-bedroom, one bath. And I mean, now as I begin to look at housing in Texas where it's considerably cheap, I'm just mind boggling. I mean, I've always known how inexpensive it was in the Texas, well, in the San Antonio, Austin area. But I'm just, I feel like a child in a candy store. I mean, I'm getting more bang for my buck. Getting a promotion, very large promotion, I would say, in a cheaper economy. So I'm very excited with that. That's something that I have, something that's new going on in my life that I'm very thankful for. But to get to the issue at hand, I've talked about this extensively. I've held positions and opinions in the past that many haven't, really gravitated towards or maybe have liked. But I've said in hindsight, looking back with black folk, integration was probably not as, wasn't probably ideal, the ideal way to go. And I see this coming to fruition. It situations like this always give me that aha, I told you so moment. And we're talking about these two black men that were arrested while sitting in a South Philly Starbucks. And I've told you about leftist liberals. From my understanding, South Philly is not the blackest side or the brownest side in the city of Philadelphia. Maybe it has changed or it's changed. From my understanding, a lot of black folk in Philly, all black men, brothers that I've known from Philly, guys that I've met, were from North and West Philly. And one thing about Philly, man, there are a lot of tough guys that come out of the city of Philly. Philly is one of those cities where it's known for its grittiness. Even the females, you know, they say who you would take, a Philly chick or a New York chick in a fight. I say I'll take a Philly chick all day. I mean, they just have that, that reputation of being tough from a tough city. But I said that I I try to stay out of establishments like that, and it's funny because as I've done research on Austin, Austin is a pretty liberal city in Texas, and it has we know what happened in Austin maybe a month or two, in which it's been said that black men, black people were targeted by someone, by bomb through mail, you know. But it's one of those liberal cities, and it's interesting to see how I'm going to adjust. But I live in one of the most liberalist places in America, Hawaii. Hawaii is very liberal, very free, high taxation, high this. People can get on EBT, for having a broken arm. I mean, it's very, very liberal here, and it's sickening. And let me say this, and it goes back to this idea that black folk are supposed to align themselves with that type of mentality. And liberalism, I said this before, liberalism as it applies to black folks, what liberals think in black folks and the way that black folks see this type of philosophy, this political philosophy, I don't need nobody to give me shit. Don't try to give me shit or try to put me up ahead of the starting line because you think inherently I don't have the wherewithal or the mental capacity to compete just like any other man or woman. And that's what liberalism does. It advances minorities. Basically, they say you're too stupid to get X, Y, and Z, so we're going to give you a leg up. And these are the same ones that are responsible for scientific racism, that whole bell curve and the IQ and all that stuff. That's the mentality that these leftist liberals have and that they possess. And, a lot of them, unfortunately, are moving into the inner cities. And I've said this before, and I've seen it, it's intensifying every day. They moving all you low lives, the ones that's loading around, not doing shit with your life, playing video games, buying Jordans, buying, shit that don't appreciate. They moving all you out, and all these people with money, all these white young 20 techies and hipsters coming in and building wheat grass juicing shops and shit and sipping Starbucks and 2 pumps of this and a splash of this shit. This is what, that's what's taking over these inner cities. And that's straight up. And I dare anybody to refute what I'm saying. Now, I've been in Starbucks, and I've seen, I think the culture in Philadelphia is one that, we're talking about a segregated city for decades. Now, I've been in Starbucks across, I wouldn't say across America, but I've been in the Starbucks in a couple states where one could be, labeled as a conservative state or a liberal state. And I see a gang of people just sitting in there not doing shit. On a computer, on their phone, using their free Wi-Fi, not doing shit. Not even buying shit. Just in there for the free Wi-Fi. I've seen people come in there and talk about business and shit and all this get rich quick scheme shit and have little conferences right there in the corners. So it's nothing new. Now we could talk about, well, they're loitering. Well, fuck, everybody loiters in there. Well, they try to use the bathroom. This is a private business. They don't have to let. And tell me some shit I don't know. We know it's a private business. And you're right, they don't have to let them. But see, now we're dealing with, I think it's a situation in which this manager saw 2 black men sitting in there and got fucking scared. That's the crux of it. Let's just be real and honest. And the reason I can say that is what I've always said in my videos. Many of you who really listen to my videos, I've talked about the black men who just sitting there not fucking bothering nobody. But you always get this certain, you get these individuals that become very interested in black men. These are the same guys that see a black guy working out in the gym, and you look up and you catch this little fucker looking at you. And I've described this so many times, and a lot of it is envy. We've been in America. We're one of the most misunderstood people still in America, and we've been here longer than any fucking Vietnamese, any Cambodian, any Filipino, any goddamn Puerto Rican. We've been here the longest, but we're the most misunderstood, interesting people in America. Like some people, they think they know us because all they see on TV is us flying down the field with a damn football or dunking a damn basketball or shucking and jiving on some damn reality TV show, and they think this what sums up black people. But they don't really get to know average black people. You'd be surprised people, and let me just say this, most people don't know black people. They don't. They think they do. And black people don't think that. Most black people aren't like what's being, highlighted or stereotyped in the media. But see, the problem with us is we have such a tribalistic groupthink mentality in which we try to protect the people we should be fucking stoning and getting, now I wouldn't say get rid of, but really making an example out of. We don't hold each other accountable as black folks. I'm just going to say that. But most black folks that I know are not like it's being described or typified in the media, which isn't black owned. But like I said, I stay out of these establishments. I've said this before. I do not shop in Korean, Sikh, Pakistani stores. Now, I know some of y'all may say, well, Painless, you don't live in West Side Chicago. That's all we got. You're right, I fucking don't. Because I choose not to live in those areas. But, I don't patronize those fucking areas. Because I don't like it. I'm not putting money into the pockets of those individuals. I told you, people said, Painless, you a Tom, this, that, and third. I mean, I could be, you want to be real, I could be, kind of labeled as a pro-black. Because I don't shop in those stores. I like to go to black establishments. I have white friends, but I'm not trying to be white. Being white, being black doesn't mean I have to agree with a Black Lives Matter. I don't need to wear I love being black t-shirt to be black. Being black is just not acting a fool to show how down you are. And I believe more in actions every day. Making the best damn decisions you can, backed up of thought, reason, consequence, risk, and reward. That's the best way to live your life. Because you can do whatever the hell you want to do in this life. Unfortunately, you can't control the consequences for said choices. I mean, it's not hard. But I believe it's some hypocrisy with this shit in Starbucks. Because I've been through it. I've worked with white women where they felt threatened for no reason just because I don't think, can fathom the idea that a black man disagreed with them and had a logical reason. And for that, she felt threatened. I've seen that happen. Have ran to a white male boss, and then when that position was presented in what that black man said, he had to back the fuck off. And he knew this white woman was full of shit. I've talked about my rape accusation. And shout out to that person who tried to throw that in there as a way of me talking about white women. shout out to you. I've never hid that. My story was so succinct and so, it was so on point. And these were two white state troopers that said, "Hey, man, we know this. Basically, we know this chick is fucking lying." I mean, when your shit is on point, really, people really can't really fuck with you. And if they do, now, and to me, if you know that I'm right and I know that I'm right, and you're trying to throw me somewhere, it now becomes life or death because I know you really don't give a shit about me. And therefore, it becomes a life or death situation. Like, I'm going to do everything to destroy you now because you've failed. One, I believe, and this is just my experience. When you come with such conviction and vigor and testament, most people, unless they just really don't give a shit about you, will they will see it your way, and you can get about some shit. But if there's any inkling of doubt or guilt, you getting screwed over, and that happens to black men a lot. 90% of their story be on point, but that 10% is just enough to get you hemmed the hell up. You got to be on point, 100% on point. Don't give them no let up, no reason to do anything. Just like that brother in Baton Rouge, that cop didn't get acquitted. He wasn't 100. That cop who got acquitted because that guy, I forget his name, he wasn't 100% on point. He resisted. He had a weapon. You gotta, and many of you all listen to these pro-black individuals who tell you this. You gotta be 100% on point. If you believe in a system that's so demonic and demonstrative, like white supremacy, why the fuck wouldn't you believe or carry yourself at 100%? Or do you just think, well, it's gonna happen anyway, so I'm gonna operate at 12%? No, operate for your sanity. Act like you give a damn and operate at 100%. Don't go half-ass because you believe that's really a weak-minded mentality. Oh, well, the cards are stacked. I'm just half-ass. Okay. So that's how you're going to live your life? But yeah, like I said, I've had this situation in which not just white people, non-black people who would just feel threatened by black men. And I'm not a small guy. I'm 6'2", 230 pounds. Maybe 6'2 and a half, 6'3", 230 pounds. I'm not a, I mean, I ain't goddamn, I ain't damn Goldberg or nobody, but I'm pretty stout guy. And I can feel guys, and like I said, I live in Hawaii. It's nothing but little ass Asians and Filipinos, and you got some of these island boys that's big, but they, a lot of them this big for nothing. But I mean, I'm athletic looking. I look like I can hold my own, and then some. I keep myself in shape. And I'm intelligent. I like to think I'm intelligent. So, that situation, it's just, like I said, they were just scared of those black men and they targeted them. Could those black men play it different? I would say stay the fuck out of Starbucks in South Philly or where they're predominantly white. I don't like, which brings me to my point, I don't really care to go to places that they're just all white people. I, I don't like to be that one that stands out. Some some Negroes love to be the token. I am no fucking body's token, which is one reason I want to get out of Hawaii because, you know, there are places where I've been and it does something to me mentally. I get to the point where I'm like, damn, I'm the only damn black person in this damn supermarket. And I get so tired of that shit. I'm tired of that shit. And like I said about the integration, I think black people need to see, given our history in America, well, Painless, why do only black people need to be around? Well, given our fucking history in America, I think it's very plausible and conducive that black people be around or see an abundance of black people. It's good for the psyche. It makes you feel fucking good, given our condition, given the things that we've went through. Well, Painless, you didn't go through it. Well, I mean, that shit is passed down stories. I've heard all type of fucked up stories that's happened to black people. Those stories are handed down. So I haven't gone through it. It's the same reason why you fucking know about Finn McCool or some shit or a damn, what other fucking European stories out there? Grimm Tales and all that shit. Shit is, you may not have gone through it, but people talk, stories are passed down, tales are passed down, and you think about that shit. And I can only speak on black people. I can't say if fucking Cubans can stay together. I'm not Cuban. But I think it's, given, it's good for black folks to mingle in groups and be together. Especially in this climate. Fuck I look like being in an all-white establishment by my fucking self in this social climate. I'm just asking for something. So I'm in this video. Again, I'm excited. And I got brighter things ahead. Peace.